Good morning. Happy New Year. Welcome to Ahimsa Life, and today we will be doing a cleansing practice for the new year. Many of us have maybe overdone it over the last week or so, and to start the new year, we're going to start in a new frame of mind, a new place for our breath, our bodies, and our spirits. So you can either lay down on the mat with some supports under your knees and head, or you can sit up nice and upright on a block like I am, or you can sit in a chair. And we're just going to sit nice and upright to start, or lay flat with the back against the floor and the knees bent. And just begin to breathe abdominally, bringing the breath down. Beginning to massage the digestive system with the diaphragm, moving down with a deep breath. And just observe the breath and what is going on inside today. So watching the breath as it enters the nostrils and works its way down to the diaphragm. And perhaps you can feel the energy even flowing further down to the feet. And raising that energy and prana, the stale prana, back up and out on an exhalation. Breathing deeply and letting go of everything that surrounds you. Just coming inside into your being, your physical body, the mental mind, the emotional body, and then deeply into the soul. Just let go of anything that does no longer serves you. We're starting a new year. So taking in positive, light, kindness, and love. And letting go of any judgment, any sadness, any doubt, any fears. Let it all go. And then bringing your hands to the center of your chest in prayer. We'll start with a metta meditation for ourselves as we start the new year. So really pressing those thumbs into your heart center and activating, bringing all consciousness in, bowing your head. May I be filled with love and kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. May I be happy. May I be filled with love and kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. May I be happy. May I be filled with love and kindness. May I be well. May I be peaceful and at ease. May I be happy. Just bowing down. We'll start with a few heart opening flows. Inhaling, opening the heart, and exhaling, just move the arms out and down. Your head can kind of follow the direction of your hands. Inhaling up and exhaling through. One more time. Opening the heart. Let go of anything that no longer serves you. Taking that beautiful universal energy, the prana, in, and may it come through the mind center, the center of communication, your emotional heart. Inhaling, opening, exhaling, letting go. One more time. Opening up and taking it through. And dropping the hands, just sitting up nice and upright. And exhale, fully let go. Inhaling, take the arm up overhead. And exhaling, side bending. And inhaling, slowly coming up. Exhaling, inhale up. Exhale, side bend. As we begin to awaken the energy and the feelings of love and compassion within, we are also stretching the body, stretching out the spine, the muscles. One more time to each side. And breathing. And make sure that the breath, you're working with the breath, moving slowly with the breath. Take a moment. Inhale at center and then exhale, twisting from the belly to the side. Inhale forward and exhaling to the side. Just with a little slight movement on the breath. Perhaps as you move back and forth, you'll find you can get a little deeper into the stretch. And we're being kind. We're not moving from our neck and shoulders. It's from the abdomen. And this time when we come around, we're going to hold for a couple breaths, really working that digestive system, which has probably been overused and abused throughout the holidays. It's okay if you have a little bit of gas, if you let it out. This is what these moves are for, awakening that digestive system. And coming back forward. And then I'm going to move over so you can see from the side. And I was sitting on my block, but now I'm going to come off. You can stay sitting on the block and just bring your knees into your chest and sit nice and upright for a moment, feeling the belly against the thighs. And again, breathing deep. Let the tummy be massaged by the thighs. And then just sitting slightly back and rounding the back like we were in a cow or our shell pose. And then inhaling, coming forward, opening the heart center. And exhale, rounding. And perhaps you want to stay in your rounded position for a few moments, just allowing the back muscles to stretch and relax. The tummy is tucked. And chin is tucked. We're rounding the back like it was a protective shell. And then coming forward, sitting nice and upright, heart towards the knees, opening up and breathing here. And then coming back to a neutral position. Keeping the toes on the floor. You can either keep your hands here or you can extend them out. Just work a little bit on the core. Just lift the foot on an inhale, exhale down. Inhaling and exhaling. So making sure this upper body is in a nice neutral alignment, the belly is engaged. For those of you that this is quite easy, you can bring both feet up and down. You can hold. You can extend. But just moving back and forth on a breath, working the belly, again the digestive system. And let's one more to each side. Let me bring the feet down. And just let yourself round over the thighs, head towards the knees. And just let the whole back body relax. And then be kind to yourself, come down to the side and then come flat onto your back. Just keeping the knees bent, feet about hip distance apart. Just starting a nice little pelvic tilt. So we want to think about our ribs and hips moving away from each other on an inhale, and ribs and hips move closer together on an exhale. So you can put your hands here until you develop a little bit of a rhythm. Just slowly letting go of any tension in the lower back, in the pelvic area. Nice deep exhales all the way down. And keep in a more neutral position. How do we find neutral? Create a triangle with your hands. Take the index fingers onto the pubic bone. Each of the thumb mounds are on each hip bone. And neutral is where everything is in a parallel position. So we're not tucking up. The index fingers aren't moving up. And the thumbs aren't moving up. So parallel. And then we're just going to tuck. So we're not thinking about pressing the belly down, but it is moving in a downward direction. That roundness in the lower belly or in the lower back is gone. And then just bring both knees up into the chest and give yourself a circle, massaging once again the lower belly. And you might hear some crooks and cranks, and that's okay. One direction and the other. And then bring the knees to stillness. And just breathe once again abdominally. Keep your one knee against belly and extend out the other leg. We want to have an internal rotation on this leg and the toes pointed straight up to the ceiling. You can either just let that long leg come down along the mat, extend the heel out, toes towards the nose on both feet. To challenge yourself, you can lift the lengthened leg up just an inch, not too high. Just start challenging those core muscles once again. And then bring it down and bring the knee over towards the armpit. And then back to center and lay it back down. And just extend both legs. Take a few moments to enjoy that release. And then bend both knees. Bring the opposite knee up into the chest, and then extend the opposite leg down. And once again, you can either lift it up just that inch off the ground or keep it down on the ground. Massaging the lower belly with the abdominal breath. Lower the leg, bring the knee over towards the armpit, and hold there for a few breaths. And back to center and lay it back down. Just spread the legs out in Shavasana. Again, bending both knees. Bring the feet further apart on the mat and just start a nice little windshield wiper. Bringing both knees down on an exhale, raising up on an inhale. And go slow. Don't worry about bringing the knees right to the floor. You can move those arms out to give yourself a little bit more space. And then when it feels feasible, you can bring both knees down to one side. And then whichever foot is the inner foot, you're going to press that inner edge of the foot into the mat. This will bring up the stretch in the quad, into the hip. And we are still working the digestive system with the twist. Keep the shoulders on the floor, upper body is totally relaxed. Your face should be relaxed. You should still be able to breathe deeply. If you have created a ugly prune face or you're holding your breath, you're working too hard. And inhale up and come down to the other side. Inhale, bring both knees up. Bring the feet closer together, hip distance apart, and in line with the sit bones of each foot. Take one foot and bring it across the opposite quad, opening up into the hip. For now, just stay here and feel it out. For a lot of you, this might be the position and you can't go any further, and that's fine. Just let this leg naturally open. If you need a little bit more, take the palm and place it on the inner thigh, away from the knee. We do not want to touch the knee. We do not want to press on it and possibly injure it. So just on the thigh, and you can begin to press with some resistance on an inhale and exhale. Let that resistance go. So then we can work here. If you're still not really finding a lot of stretch here, you need a little bit more and you have it within you, you can bring the opposite leg up, the shin parallel to the ceiling. You can bring your hands through. You could also use a strap here if you don't have the flexibility. Bring the hands right there. And breathe. Make sure the feet are active, toes pressing to the ceiling, heels down. And press that foot back onto the mat and let the knee come off and change sides. So once again, you can start here. You can start with a little bit of resistance work or come up into the full thread the needle pose. And this leg, if you're here, is actually working with resistance. So we are pushing this foot into the quad, and the quad is pushing into this foot. So there's resistance going on to increase the stretch in the hip. A few more breaths. And one final posture. Bring one knee bent, one leg down along the mat. Make sure that your belly is engaged. You're protecting your lower back, so that means your belly button is working towards the spine. Your back is fairly close to the mat, so remembering that position. Extending that leg out. Exhale. On an inhale, you're going to drag the heel up. And then exhale when the knee comes into the chest. Slowly inhale, raising the leg up. And then slowly on an exhale, bring that heel down towards the mat. Not touching the mat if possible. Inhaling, dragging, exhaling the chest. Inhale, slowly raising, and exhale, bringing it down. So you can make this easier by actually letting that heel come down to the mat and dragging it there. You can make it easier by keeping more of a bend in that knee if you don't have the flexibility in the hamstring muscle. If this isn't enough of a challenge, you can challenge yourself more by doing it on one breath cycle. So it would be an inhale, and then exhale. exhaling, coming down. So the inhale would be the drag, coming in, you're still inhaling, coming up, you're still inhaling, and then slowly exhaling. We'll do one more on this side. And bend that knee, extend the other leg out. And once again, beginning the leg lift on the opposite side. Now, if you need even more of a challenge, you can raise this leg up and hold it off the ground. You could also, to super make it difficult, you can raise that leg right up. As always, work within your capabilities and abilities and the moment. So just because you could yesterday doesn't mean today you can or you can't. Feel it out. 2 more on this side. And then just bring both knees towards one another and the legs spread out. Open up the arms, shoulders up, blades on the floor, back of the head on the floor. And relax and just feel the prana moving through you. Either stay here for another few moments in this restorative pose, and then come back, rolling over onto the side and slowly sitting up, taking your block, coming back to a seated position. And for today, we're going to end our practice with a buzzing bee breath. Kind of just relaxes the mind and the body, relaxes the energy within. So some people do hold a finger over each, on top of the eyes and underneath, and then plug the ears. I just like to plug the ears. And what we'll be doing is taking a nice deep inhalation and then slowly humming it out. With the fingers in the ears, it just creates the noise stays within and all the energy stays within and kind of cleanses. So plug the ears, close the eyes, take a lovely deep inhale in. Bring them into prayer at your heart center. Feeling refreshed and renewed, ready to start a new year. Happy New Year. Namaste. And please remember to give this a thumbs up on YouTube, like and share on Facebook, and we'll see you again another day. Namaste.